Hey folks, Dan Frio here, the opening bell with Dan Frio. We're going to talk today about inflation numbers. They came in a little hotter than expected, but what's going on with the bond market, what's going on with the stock market, and what's going on with this Bitcoin thing that's out there. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Okay, so if you just gave me the backdrop of what's going on today, I'd be like, man, mortgage rates are up, the stock market's down, and it's just going to be kind of I won't say a catastrophic mess, but there wouldn't be much positive in the market that I would see. I'm wrong again. So let's go through the basic numbers that I'm looking at, and I'm going to just say this for the short term. What I'm doing is I'm just trading. I'm not investing. What I mean by that is there's a lot of disconnect with the markets and stocks and cryptocurrency and a whole bunch of other things. So what I'm going to do is I'll just explain to you. And why I do these videos is for educational or entertainment purposes only. I'm not advising you guys what to do. I'm not a stockbroker or wealth advisor or anything like that. I'm just letting you pick my brain, and I'm showing you what I do with my own personal investments. So that being said, here's the backdrop we have for today. Johnson & Johnson, they're kind of pulling back on the vaccine with them. Reason being is there's blood clots that are coming up or becoming an issue with the vaccine. You are on your own about the vaccine things. I don't want comments about the vaccine or whatever, but there's issues with the vaccine. That's one thing that came out today. The next thing is the inflation numbers came in a little bit higher than expected, and the biggest thing pushing a lot of this is gasoline prices and oil prices that have spiked. They're starting to come back down in line a little bit right now. But based on those two things, we have inflation a little bit hotter than expected. And now the vaccine, they're having issues with the vaccine. What would you think? You'd probably think the same thing I am. So let's get on to what's actually happening. Okay, so we go in, and the headline news is FDA halting use of J&J COVID vaccine due to blood clotting issues. Okay, big problem. But we go up here, the Dow Jones is down 139. Okay, but the S&P is up 5, the NASDAQ's up 100. Okay, that's that. I'm going to start trying to focus or give you guys some information about the VIX. The VIX is basically why we study the VIX or monitor the VIX, is it shows us the volatility in the markets. So we'll do that at another time, but right now this is basically telling me the markets are pretty calm right now with all this, which is really weird. I'll put it that way. Right here, the headline news here, U.S. consumer prices surge in March, pushing inflation to a 2.5-year high. Okay, what did the numbers come in at? So let's go to our calendar, and we have the consumer price index ex food and energy year over year. 1.6, what was expected, 1.6, previously 1.3. Perfect, bam, I'm cool with all that. Month over month, we expected, it was previously 0.1, we expected 0.2, it was 0.3. Cool with that number. Consumer prices, now we're throwing back food and energy. Where are we? We're still, I'm cool with all this. 0.4 previously, 0.5 consensus, 0.6 is what it came in at. Year over year, 1.7, 2.5, 2.6. Remember I said if this number is much higher than 2.5, say 3 or 4, we would see kind of a bloodbath out there, but we haven't. I'm cool with that number too. So that's what we have right now. But again, when we go back to this, we're the U.S. consumer prices hit a 2.5-year high. That means inflation's heating up, but it's not running rampant, which is awesome. Okay, so now let me give you my game plan on what I'm doing. I'm throwing everything out the window right now, and I'm going to trade around. And like my special yesterday was, we focused on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. That's where I'm going. I'm playing my trade right now for the next week or two, trying to capitalize and make as much money as I can in that realm. But let's go through in just the broad markets and the staples that we own: Google, Apple, and Facebook. They're all up just a tad. Google's up 0.5, Apple's up 1.2, Facebook's up 0.19. Okay, cool. Now let's get, my son introduced me to this stock. This stock is freaking awesome. He's already tripled his money in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Big digital assets. Okay, one of the biggest concerns people have when it comes to cryptocurrency is the legalities behind it. How do you track it? How can criminals take advantage of this and us not find out? Basically, this company right here, let's dig into it just real quick so I can give you the description of what they do. Look at this pattern. Look at this 5-day pattern. Are you kidding me? It went from 2 to almost 4. So it's almost doubled in 5 days. What's the monthly pattern? We're at 1, now we're at 3.5. So almost tripled. Okay, what do? Well, let's go down to the bottom of the description is right here. And I'll try to zoom in on this. Is a Canadian-based company that develops blockchain search and analytics solution. It develops and provides blockchain and cryptocurrency search, risk scoring, and data analytics tool and investigation services. Its blockchain agnostic search and analyze the engine enables law enforcement, regulators and governments to visually track, and monitor cryptocurrency transactions at a forensic level. Okay. So what my thought is the people that debunk cryptocurrencies saying it's just used by bad people. Well, if that's the case, this thing's going to go off the charts because this is what is monitoring a lot of the law enforcement pieces of it. Okay, look what it's doing today. It's up 12% today. Guys, it's only trading at $3. I got in at this a week ago at, I think, $1.43. So I've doubled my money in a week. Now, again, it's a trade. It's not an investment. So what I do is I jump into this and I keep putting in stop losses. What are stop losses? Basically, I ride this stock up. So meaning I bought this at I'm going to say $1.50. Okay. When it hit $2, I moved my stop loss to $1.75. When it hit $2.50, I moved my stop loss to $2. When it hit $3, I moved my stop loss to $2.50. I see. Can you see how I'm moving it up? What a stop loss is? It's an automatic trigger. So as this stock is trading, if it hits my trigger point at any point, it instantly sells. So it covers my profits. So right now I'm going to go in and I'm going to put a stop loss in at $3. So if this stock happens to crash, I'm out at 3 automatically and I covered my profits. Okay. So that is something I would look into if I'm you guys. The ticker symbol is BBKCF. The other areas, and guys, again, and I hate to say this, I'm going to be pro cryptocurrencies right now, and I'm going to show you why. I would highly suggest jumping on this bandwagon for a short term at least. This stuff's here to stay, guys. My Grayscale Bitcoin Cash, there's Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum in my portfolio. So the Bitcoin Cash, ticker symbol BCHG, is up 11% today. Bitcoin is up 5%. Ethereum is up 7%. Okay, so look at these returns just today. Again, you ride these things and make sure you put stop losses in. You might kick out at a certain level, but at least you're protecting your profits. Okay. Other areas that I focus on are the blockchain. It's the technology behind all of this. And you have Hive. I'm a holder of Hive, but that's not my number one pick. My number one pick is Riot, and it's right down here. This is the creme de la creme. In blockchains. This is a big company, well managed, and has been around a long time. That is up 7% today. So look at these returns that we have today. We got 12% in the big digital assets. We have on average, let's say 6-7% in the cryptocurrencies, and our blockchains, which is focused in on the Riot, is up 7%. Okay, so another area that's starting to come into play. I got in a little too early. I took my lumps, but cannabis stock. Right now we had earnings from a company come out yesterday, and it wasn't that great. And I thought that it was going to proceed throughout the canopy industry, but it's not. So let's go to those canopy plays that I have or monitor. Frio up 5% today. Canopy Growth up 1% today. Curaleaf. That one's a toughie. That one's not doing. Actually, that's my dog. What else in here? I think that's it for the cannabis stocks. Okay, so that's where we're at. I'm sorry, the video's talking about basically cryptocurrencies and cannabis. This might not even be in your wheelhouse. If it isn't, I apologize, but you are missing the boat. Cryptocurrencies, what are they doing right now? In the last 24 hours, Bitcoin's up 4, Ethereum's up 4. Bitcoin for the last week and Ethereum's up for the last week are both up 6 and 7 respectively. XRP, this is one that I'm trying to get into when I figure out how to do this buy and hold and so forth. I don't think this is too late. It's still trading at $1. But this thing is kicking it. Look, it's up 71% in the last 7 days. 24% in the last 24 hours. When I figure out the best way to purchase this, because it's not available through a lot of the major cryptocurrency exchanges, I'll let you guys know on what's going on with that. Okay. The dollar continues to decline. My focal point here is the dollar to trade at about $90, and then I'll be comfortable that my cryptocurrencies are going to keep continuing, and that's good for our economy. Believe it or not, when our dollar's lower, there's a lot of international trading behind that. I won't go into that in this segment. And then what's going on with mortgage-backed securities and bond yields? Okay, well, when inflation numbers come out hot, what do you expect? This. But remember yesterday, guys, I said, I think it's baked in. I think it's baked in. If we hit our number or right around our number and don't exceed it in a big way, I told you that I thought that the CPI number that came out yesterday was already baked into the cookies, and it is. So we have a little reprieve here, so that's cool. The 10-year Treasury, it's huddling right around 1.6 to 1.7, which is, I'm cool with that. When we hit 2.5, 3, that's when we'll be in complete panic mode. When we hit 1.4 in this, basically a lot of people started freaking out because we haven't been there in a couple years. And we moved from 0.9 to 1.4 like in a couple days. So the speed of how we got there also freaked out the industry. And you can see here, this is live. We went from up 14 up 16. So I'm seeing a nice rally here. Let me go to my chart that I follow just to let you know, if we close over or we continue to trade above the 25-day moving average, which is down in this representative down in this area here, we'll have a nice little run. And the 25-day moving average is this line right here that's moving. You see what we traded right here, and we're trading above it. We're trading at a 103.06. We're above it, so we're right in this realm here. And if you go back to my video yesterday, where do I think we're going to trade? Well, I'm going to extend out the 50-day moving average, and then also where we're trending right now. And my expectations is later this week or next week we should hit about a 103.4 to 103.5 handle. So that's my video for today. I hope you learned a lot. Guys, before you jump into the cryptocurrencies, do your own research. It's huge risk, but the returns are nuts. So thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and hit the bell every time I post a video. You get an alert. I'll see you guys at 5 today with my mortgage update. Take care. Bye-bye.